This is Jonah Hill, and you're listening to the only podcast that matters.
Throwing Fits Season 1, Episode 1 bonus. If you're listening to this...
2.
Oh, fuck.
Keep it in.
If you're listening to this, you already know I fucked up.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's an inaugural Patreon episode. Stay tuned.
Ooh, if you're listening, we are best friends.
Yeah. Thank you for paying us
so much.
money. You already got through 2 hours of big gas talk with Ezzy. Now it's time for 2 hours more.
Damn, Ezra
Do we
might
hit that
never hear
Wheatus?
this. Ezra might never hear this. Yeah, it's of course the same
Chef.
episode, same shit.
Maybe hit that motherfucking Wheatus. All right, Ezra. As you know, the three main subjects.
Really makes you think, dude.
The three main subjects of this podcast are money,
Ka-ching.
titties.
Wait, what was this? Titties?
Dad
Oh,
ass.
close.
Dad
Sex
ass.
and dating.
Sucking and fucking.
Yeah.
Oh,
And most importantly, ourselves.
Yeah, the boys.
okay. The boys.
So we're going to start with number one,
Yes.
most important topic,
Yeah.
ourselves. We actually have shared a mutual coworker with yourself in Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We worked together to make him a goddamn motherfucking style god.
Yeah, dude. We put our blood, sweat, and tears into that whole fucking campaign.
And you worked with him on the Sunflower music video. What was it
That's
like to
right. work
with Jonah for you? Because for us, it was awesome.
It was great.
Yeah, we did all the work. He did nothing.
he's
It was
the man.
awesome.
But here's the thing: it's actually crazy. It actually trips me out when we talk about it sometimes. We've now been friends for 12 years, over a decade.
How?
Damn.
That's same as us. How do you?
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. How have we not hung out already?
Well, it's funny because Jonah came to an early Vampire Weekend show. I think he's from LA and he has friends and connections in the music business, so I feel like he vaguely knew our manager or something. And we were doing our first in-store at Amoeba Records in Hollywood. This is
classic, iconic spot.
iconic.
Record stores existed.
Yeah.
Amoeba's still there, although I think finally maybe it's going to close or something.
Damn.
But it's an amazing place. It's
Hashtag
huge.
free amoeba, dude.
Hate to see it.
But so he came through,
Okay.
and it was, and I remember on an early tour we saw Superbad in a theater because we're 2007. We're just starting to get some notoriety and see this movie Superbad, and which I think for a lot of people was the first time they ever saw him.
Unless you saw Accepted, which
Or 40-year-old virgin.
classic. Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah,
He did
what-
the eBay
the
store.
little cameo.
Yeah.
But so.
But Superbad, his breakout.
Superbad is his
big-
breakout
big-
role.
yeah.
And then so I meet this guy. Oh man, I just saw you. Like that's a good movie. And we're hanging out, and I feel like I had a gift certificate. Like they used to give you like an $80 gift certificate when you played Amoeba. And I was buying like all these DVDs.
Cool.
And there's a movie I hadn't seen in years. Called Blood In, Blood Out. It's about like East
Classic.
LA
Yeah.
gang stuff. And I think Bound by Honor is maybe the official title. It has like one a colon title.
Right.
And anyway, I was like going to use my gift certificate, and he's like, "Oh shit, you like that movie?" And we started talking about movies and stuff, and we're also the same age. Like we graduated high school the same year and stuff. So I think we always had this kind of like a kinship.
Sure.
Obviously, he's on this whole other level in terms of dealing with celebrity and stuff. When you're
You've
like,
won Grammys. He's
when you're-
never won an Oscar. So, that's the
that's-
pinnacle of your fields, respectively. Just saying.
Well,
Yeah, they give it a lot more.
that's what you have in
Grammys.
common. That's what you have in common with him is that neither of you have won an Oscar.
Yeah, neither of us
that's-
have won an Oscar.
Yeah.
But
That's
you
what
know,
bonded us with him as well.
So I think he also, obviously he became incredibly famous.
Sure.
That's something that thankfully I never really had to deal with. The only people who stop me on the street are like heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not just like
Podcast fans.
Yeah, podcast fans.
You were on that podcast
Yeah.
with Jimmy and Larry.
Yeah, there's nobody like looks at my
What are
face.
they like in person?
Yeah, that's what's crazy with actors is you just get the weirdos. You get people just being like, people being like, oh hey, I know you. I saw you in something. They're like, oh yeah, and they're like, this sucked.
Shit was
Like
trash.
nobody recognizes me and is like, oh yeah, Coachella 2010. I saw you. Sucked. They don't know who I am. But anyway, I think the fact that we're like the same age and had stuff in common, it kind of felt like we're two people starting our respective careers at the same time. And we've just been kind of friends ever since.
10, 12 years later, you guys, was this the first time you officially
Yeah.
worked together in like any sort of capacity?
Yeah,
Professionally?
Yeah, it was the first time we ever did something
How was
together.
that? Was it tough to work with friends?
Yeah.
Oh no, it was super fun. It's a music video, and and he was
At
there.
Zabar's.
Yeah.
and we're doing like, because I think that song Sunflower, because it's with Steve Lacy, you know, he's from Compton, and that song already felt super like SoCal. We were kind of like, let's like flip it and make it this one like Upper West Side kind of like New York cold vibe. And so I think, you know,
Was that his treatment, or was that you guys?
I
bring
think
that
I
to him?
said let's do it in New York, and then he was like, okay, cool.
I
Let's do it
got
How much,
uptown.
Say less, fam.
Yeah.
How much whitefish salad did you sneak?
Yeah, right.
They ate a lot. I mean, we were hanging
Tweet
with
shots.
because before Zabar's we were at Barney Greengrass,
Right.
so we were hanging with all the Greengrasses, just talking about the family business and stuff. Yeah, that was fun. And then actually, our boy Eli, who I told you was the first Vampire Weekend fan, and he produced Jonah's movie mid '90s.
Oh, really?
Also produced Uncut Gems.
Oh, nice.
And so he was just like, for love of the game, he was
I
like,
know that guy. That's the guy that we met at the.
Speaking to the mic.
We met him. He's the guy with the glasses that look like fucking.
At Uncut Gems.
Oh, he looks like J.J.
He
Abrams.
looks like J.J. Abrams.
I
Like,
can see that.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different,
And we met that.
They,
We
know
yeah,
that
they have
guy,
different hair.
Shout out Eli, big gang.
That
dude.
guy
He's
Sorry.
also
Shit.
he's the number one filling up or this podcast's fans. The
Oh,
first,
there
the
you
first
go.
ever.
Yeah, he's that's why he's so good at what he does.
He's got an eye for talent.
But so he was in the mix, kind of helping out, and then
Fire.
you know, they had Jonah got Jerry Seinfeld to be
Right.
in it, so it was like a fun day. We're like
Who
hanging
had
out on
better
the
kicks
Upper
on
West
that?
Side.
Who had better
Oh,
kicks on
yeah.
that day? You, Jonah, or Jerry?
I'm trying to remember what
Oh, I
Jerry's
can't
fit
even
is.
remember. He's
He had shocks on, Nike shocks. I would
nothing
yeah.
flashy, real low key, yeah. So no, it was just like a super fun day. Everybody hanging out.
Great video.
And then we had like a bunch of friends came to visit at the end of the day at Zabar's after they kind of locked it down.
What's it cost to shut down Zabar's?
Yeah.
If I may be so gauche to ask.
I don't know. I was, I wasn't looking at the the budget.
That's for the label.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you signed with a major.
That's right. But there was something like really fun and surreal about just like after hours. Forget about Zabar's. Even just being in a supermarket like after hours, like
Yeah.
shut it down, and just like all our friends just kind of walking around and shooting the shit. It's like eerie.
Free
Yeah.
samples.
It's
Okay,
like
we got
that
some
the
good
movie
food.
that Jonah does a voice in Sausage Party.
Yeah. We saw it
Speaking
happen.
of Sunflower, though, Vampy Weeks, the Sunflower music video is currently at 1.7 million views. Post Malone's Sway Lee, their music video for their track Sunflower, 887 million views. What's the plan to catch up
Yeah,
with them?
how you can close that gap, dog?
Whew.
Yeah.
All right. Now maybe I have to get the view farms
Yeah.
popping.
You need 885.3 million views to catch up.
That's gonna be tough. Yeah, our videos never had like tons of views, but I'm more like I'm more into the quiet dignity of just slugging it out on Spotify.
Quality views.
Yeah, yeah.
As a
getting-
former filmmaker, though, do you put a lot of do you insert yourself into the process
Yeah.
of making the music videos in a way that
Well,
other musicians
I
might not?
got to admit, with this record, when it came time to make videos, I was a little bit just like, oh fuck you, I don't want to make videos.
Really?
Because I felt like I put blood, sweat, and tears into making this album, figuring out a way to being gone all these years. Like it felt like such a crazy task just to make music that could be different, still sound like us, still somehow relevant, and it felt like an impossible
Like a
challenge.
gargantuan
It
fucking
felt like this
task.
impossible challenge to come back in this era when kind of like indie bands seem so played out and people kind of not know what to do. And so to really hit all those things where you're not just like serving up people exactly what they've come to expect, but you're also you're doing something different, all that stuff.
Right.
It seems so hard.
You got to hit
And-
you got to check every box.
And I was so obsessed with like, yeah, just making the record and what the record had to say, and then of course the live
I was
show
on that press.
and all that stuff. So there's something about by the time it comes,
and the marketing machine kicks
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
It's
you're
like,
like,
oh.
then when that stuff comes on, and I think a lot of artists feel this way. It's like you're so exhausted, especially if you're really in the weeds on the music. Like some people, aren't, and by the time that comes, it's like this incredibly important thing because you're presenting the first time somebody. Well, not the first. That's also why I didn't want the videos to be the first time anybody saw it, even though that's smarter for views.
Sure.
We made these little like. Fun, the things that I really like, we did stuff with like frogs and bugs.
Oh,
that were
yeah,
kinda- That to me looks like how the album's supposed to
the
look.
faux videos.
So, but then we had to make videos with us because at the end of the day, people want to see
That's the moneymaker,
artists
dog.
and stuff. And that's when I kind of feel like, man, that's really the world we live in. Like until you see my face lip syncing to this, it doesn't feel real or something.
Yeah.
And the most hilarious thing is, I remember at least one comment that when the first video we made, Harmony Hall, which is, it's kind of random. It's like there's some cool moments. Danielle Haim doing these amazing hair flips in slow mo, and I'm making some pancakes, and there's a snake. But it's a
Jonah's in that too.
yeah, Jonah stopped by and he was hanging out. And then I remember being like, this is a cool video. It's like a cool kind of 90s throwback video, and it certainly doesn't hurt the song, and you get to see the guys and all that stuff. And then I remember getting like a DM or something from a fan just being like, hey, just want to say, when Harmony Hall first dropped, I couldn't make heads or tails of the song, man. Then I saw that video, like, I'll still ride with you guys. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking
Thanks,
about?
dog.
And I was like, but at the same time,
word?
I can't, you don't get to choose how people get into your music. So I was
Right.
like, I guess that's why you make videos. Sometimes people need to see the face.
Yeah.
So anyway, with videos, I always feel like it's like a first do no harm type thing. Can we come up with a concept that just feels like chill? Because you could definitely make a video where you're like,
$1 million Hype Williams.
yeah, where
Thriller.
you spend too much money.
yeah.
You somehow just like make the song look worse or something. Yeah, so with all these videos, we try to do simple tastes without, like, first one's kind of 90s. Jonas is cool New York one. He's having fun with the camera. And then the third one, we did, like, black and white out in Palm Springs. Like, simple.
Simple. Keeping it simple.